Great to have you along with us here at the Weather Network. I'm meteorologist Kelly Sonnenburg. We are wrapping up July, can you believe it, into August tomorrow, and we're going to have a warm start, cool finish to eastern Canada. Extreme heat is intensifying across the west. Special weather statements, heat warnings in place, and an update on Tropical Storm Emily and its impacts on the coast of Florida. But here at home, a look across the country this afternoon, still quite warm. So, finishing up July, a lot of high 20s. It is feeling like midsummer heat. So this is a true definition of it across the country. Beautiful weather in place across Alberta, Saskatchewan as well, although temperatures will be cooling down a bit across Alberta. Risk for thunderstorms. Today, we've got a bit of a slow-moving cold front that'll bring in thunderstorms across southern Ontario. Spotty in nature up towards northwestern Ontario. That's where we'll see a little bit more of a linear thunderstorm development into the afternoon and evening, and even into southeastern Manitoba as well, so an area that we're going to have to keep an eye on. Also, northern Alberta and portions of the foothills of Alberta will have the risk for thunderstorms. Still do have those heat warnings in place as well. Across British Columbia, we still do have a state of emergency in place. Air quality statements for poor air quality with the smoke, and we also do have special weather statements. I want to throw things over to our U.S. meteorologist Jacqueline Woodall with an update on Emily. Over 400 have impacted the province to date this year. As we continue to see those wildfires burn, air quality continues to deteriorate through interior regions of the province. Heat building in as well. That's not going to help the wildfire situation. And coastal areas usually get more of that Pacific flow. We're going to be seeing more of an outflow, and that's going to be keeping temperatures in through the high 20s, low 30s along the coast. Interior regions of British Columbia will be creeping towards 40 degrees by midweek. Now, we do still have air quality, or I should say heat warnings in place across the prairies. And also with the heat, we're also going to see the risk for some thunderstorms as a cold front slices through that area. Large hail, strong winds would be our primary threat with these thunderstorms. Here's our low right here, and as we take a look at our future radar, more of a linear storm motion is going to be expected into the early evening hours. A few spotty thunderstorms can be expected across southern Ontario as we head through the afternoon and evening. A bit of daytime heating, a bit of a lake breeze as well. Over towards the city of Montreal, possibly the risk for some thunderstorms. Now, as we wrap up the final day of July, we are in midsummer heat across the area, and to stay cool during all these months and during these temperatures, here are a few hacks to beat the heat. Now, before we get to some pretty fantastic photos, here's your chance to become a weather member. Log on to twroundtable.com/TV, and if you register, you do have a chance of winning $250. So, no one can complain with that. Now, let's get to some of these photos. This is in Regina over the weekend on Saturday. Saskatchewan Roughriders beating out the Toronto Argonauts. That's basically where my CFL knowledge comes to an end. Forecast temperatures were quite warm, getting up to about 32 in Regina on Saturday. And this is a way to beat that heat as well. Grey County in Ontario up towards the Blue Mountains. Yeah, beautiful weather and a great day along the Confederation Bridge in Prince Edward Island. Coming up, we are going to have your full long weekend forecast details. But first, your locals.
Hey, I'm going to send things back inside the studio, and I may take a little ride on that banana boat. You never know.
Oh yeah, Emily looks like she's having a great time there. She was there the entire weekend as well. Fabulous weather in southern Ontario. The first rain-free weekend since the beginning of June. Now, things are going to be changing as we head through Monday, Tuesday, and into the end of the week. We do have some energy that's building in northwestern Ontario and southern Ontario. Two completely separate pieces of energy. This one, we're going to see a bit of a cold front develop and a little bit of a lake breeze, and we may see a little bit more energy spark off some thunderstorms through the afternoon and evening hours. And speaking of into the evening, beautiful weather expected across Atlantic Canada after seeing over about 30 millimeters of rainfall in St. John's on Sunday. We're finally seeing some nicer, drier weather, and into southern Ontario as well. You can see a little bit of cloud cover. There will be the slight chance again for those thunderstorms. Now, across western Canada, heat building in, and that's what's going to help fuel thunderstorms today. I want to show you what it looked like near Saskatoon yesterday evening across northwestern Ontario, southern portions of Alberta as well. Special weather statements for the heat that's also in place for the city of Winnipeg, not meeting heat warning criteria, but that heat's really going to help to fuel thunderstorm development as this cold front moves across southeastern Manitoba, northwestern Ontario. Large hail, strong winds would be our primary threat. Okay, we are headed into August and into the long weekend. What do forecast details look like? Let's break it down right now in the Long Ranger. Of course, we've been talking about the heat that's really building in across BC, Alberta as well. That's going to remain locked into place as we head towards the end of the week. We will see a brief cool down, but temperatures generally above seasonal. Meanwhile, across the east, this is where temperatures are going to be trending below seasonal. A series of systems set to move in, so there is potentially some active weather as we head towards the long weekend. Welcome back to the Weather Network, developing stories for the final day of July. It's a warm start in eastern Canada, but potentially a cool down as we head towards the long weekend. Western Canada, that heat really building in with a ridge in our jet stream, high pressure pumping in temperatures through the low 40s. And remembering the unforgettable, Chris Murphy will have those details, 30-year anniversary of the F4 tornado that impacted Edmonton. Systems across the country, cold front moving into northwestern Ontario, showers, the risk for thunderstorms as well. Large hail would be our primary threat. And this slow-moving cold front will be bringing in some showers, thunderstorms across southern Ontario, Quebec, even into northern portions of the Maritimes. But pretty fantastic day across the east. St. John's, a much better day than it was yesterday, where we saw about 30 millimeters of rain. More sunshine today, and speaking of sunshine, that's exactly what we're seeing across Western Canada. Vancouver, those temperatures are only going up from here. Okay, let's remember the 30-year anniversary of the F4 tornado. And we even saw tornado warnings issued yesterday evening near the Saskatoon area, not in the exact city, but surrounding areas. So we continue to give you better alerts and better forecasts to warn you if severe weather is on your doorstep. And we do have the risk for severe weather across Ontario today. Two different boundaries, one moving into northwestern Ontario, isolated severe, and down towards the south, only just spotty thunderstorms to be expected. And that's good news because today, finally, people return to Toronto Island. It reopens. The first ferry left at 6:30 this morning. As you can see, packed. Beautiful weather. Again, the slight chance for a thunderstorm, but overall weather should be pretty great today. And Atlantic Canada as well. Newfoundland finally getting into some sunnier skies. A bit of a cold front moving in. That'll bring in some light showers and thunderstorms. But overall, high pressure is our main story. So we have a nice couple of days ahead for Atlantic Canada. Temperatures nice and comfortable. Getting warmer, though, across northwestern Ontario and especially across British Columbia and Alberta as temperatures climb towards the high 30s. Country, we've seen some of the smoke impact areas all the way across the prairies into portions of northwestern Ontario. It's all dependent on the jet stream. It's all about the heat, though, building in across interior BC. It'll be feeling like the high 30s, low 40s as we head towards midweek. Chris Murphy has more details on these temperatures. All right, thanks for those reminders, Chris. Risk for thunderstorms across northwestern Ontario today along this cold front. Southern Ontario, a different trigger, another cold front. Thunderstorms across southern Ontario, southern Quebec. Forecast conditions, though, out in Atlantic Canada, fantastic southern Ontario. That's exactly where Emily Vukovic was this weekend and this morning in Aurelia at Fern Resort. Completely jealous of Emily, that's what I am. Yeah, looks like she's having great weather. Risk for thunderstorms like we were talking about, southern Ontario, Quebec, even into northern portions of the Maritimes. Fantastic weather, though, across Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, finally getting into some nice weather, but that will be changing as we head towards the end of the week. We are going to have your long weekend forecast details coming up after your locals. I mean, you can't complain with views like that. What a great way to explore our country on your vacation. Summertime, we're wrapping up July. Fantastic weather across Newfoundland, portions of the Maritimes to wrap up the final day of July into August as well. It's going to be starting out pretty great. Just a weak cold front here. Possibility for some light showers into tomorrow across western Newfoundland. Not a lot of moisture, though, associated with that cold front. The front will be bringing in the risk for some thunderstorms today, though, across southern Ontario into southern Quebec. Isolated severe, not everyone's going to be seeing them. The highest pop we have is about a 40 pop, so just a slight chance for some thunderstorms. And then into northwestern Ontario, we also do have the risk for thunderstorms. We'll talk about that in just a second, but let's send things over to Chris Murphy with our top videos of the day. Tornado warnings that were issued near the city of Saskatoon. That was yesterday evening. Today, our focus will be across northwestern Ontario, southern Manitoba, slow-moving cold front, large hail, maybe scenes like that would be our primary threat. And our own Prime Minister visiting Revelstoke over the weekend, helping to support people that have been impacted by the wildfires, urging people to donate. And the weather-wise, really not looking good for the wildfires that are going to be burning, heat building in. Coming up, we've got your local forecast, and we're going to break down details how much rain impacted New Jersey over the weekend.